channel here. If you guys saw my video a couple videos ago of the S2000 at the S2K takeover in 2018, I'm sure some of you might have caught on to a familiar car in the corner here when I was backing into the pits. That is my 8th gen Civic Si, my FA5. It's a 2007, and is the reason my channel was successful to start out with the Civic. Here's a picture of it, and so long story short is I brought both cars to the track day, and now I'm going to show you footage from my last session of the day with the SI. So my father was in the stands taking some videos with me of his iPhone here. I'm chasing down an S2000. This was the 6th session of the day. So I ran my S2000 5 sessions, and then I took the SI here just to see how it would do. On the rear of the car I had really old Federal 595 SS tires, and to try to give the front a little more bite I put the 215 Toyo Proxy R1R from the front of the S2000 on. They're on 17x8 wheels plus 50 offset. The only problem with that was that the Toyo tires are also like 8 years old. So as you see here, this is a quick rundown of the mods to the car. HFP suspension, intake, header, exhaust, VIT tuned. The brakes on the car are Stop Tech street pads up front and AutoZone wherever gold pads in the rear. So the car was not by any means prepped for the track. So I just wanted to see what I could do. These are my best 2 laps back to back. I ran a 148.8 on both of these laps here. The reason that they're not, it's about 10 seconds off the S2000 time, but I was braking very early and not trying to smoke the brakes off and end up in a tree because I was nervous about the brakes on this car. But I was able to run the car hard for the 20-minute session. You'll notice compared to the S2000 that this car does understeer a little bit. It's still a lot of fun to drive though, and I will say the K20 definitely feels like it makes more power than the F20 in the mid-range. Mainly because it has VTC, which is adjustable angle on the cam gears, which the S2000 does not have. That definitely improves the mid-range performance a lot. So as I dove down into this turn, I could get the rear end to break loose just a little bit, but most of the time I was feathering the throttle here over wheelie hill there. Could definitely keep the throttle wide open over wheelie hill being a front-wheel drive. I was never nervous about spinning like with the S2000. I could have the wheels slightly turned in this car. It wouldn't really matter because it's front-wheel drive. Playing with the wheel there a little bit as I enter into the final corners here. Made this long downhill right-hander. Usually I would shift the S2000 down to 2nd gear here, but the mid-range power on the SI in 3rd is definitely very nice. Like I didn't even put it in 2nd for this whole section, which I am in 2nd in the S2000. Back to the front stretch, I did drop into 2nd. And the way this car pulls on the straightaway, it definitely just feels quicker. You'll see at the end of the straightaway here, I'm checking the air fuel ratios there, but I'm in the top of 4th gear now. I did about 104, but I'm braking super early. Now with the S2000, I would brake late because of the brake pads I had on it were for the track. And the most I could ever get out of the car was like 105. So it could be due to the fact that I'm running with a sedan here. It's a little more aerodynamic than an S2000 with its top down. But in general, this car definitely puts more power to the ground, mainly because of the front-wheel drive. There's less drivetrain loss than rear-wheel drive too. This car put 229 to the wheels. I figure the S2000 is probably around 200. Here we come over wheelie hill again. Car wants to spin a little bit at the top of third gear over the hill, so it really shows how much weight's being lifted off. So as you'll see there, I'm getting hunted down by a Lamborghini Aventador right now. And I could see him coming in my rear view, so I was trying to push as hard as I can with the Civic. But it's funny because the S2000 lap times I ran for the day were only 0.2 slower than that Aventador per lap. I was running 139.7 with the S2000, and the Aventador's best time all day was a 139.5. So I left feeling pretty good about that, but the Civic here without any good tires on it, or really it's not set up well at all. All it's got is HFP suspension and a good alignment. It's got -1.5 degrees of camber up front and just about 1 degree of camber in the rear, but it really needs a big rear sway bar to help the car rotate better in the rear. You need to put a big rear sway bar on these cars to help them turn better being front-wheel drive, which is the exact opposite of the S2000. And then I let the Aventador go by, and I wanted to play a little bit with him, but we caught traffic. So once we got around the Impreza here, I pushed the SI here to try to somewhat keep with the Aventador. Gave it all I had, but the tires were just scrubbing off the car, and the car was breaking loose there a little bit, but I caught it. And there really was no match for me. There really was no chance for me to catch the Aventador at this point. I was just having fun. So once I realized the straightaway was coming up, and I've been out there for about 20 minutes right now in the last session, I decided to pull it in. The brakes, as you can see here, once I got off the track, were rolling smoke. They've never seen a track day session like this before, so the red color of the caliper is actually darkened. It melted the Honda decals that are on the caliper. They used to be bright white, and now they're kind of roasted looking. And the calipers themselves and the rotors got some discoloration from all the heat. I was trying to take it easy on them, but I still, once I got in the groove, I kind of let my intuitions take over, and I just wanted to push harder. And that is the result, the smoke rolling off the front here. I was just blown away as how much fun this car was, even though it's not set up nearly as much as the S2000 for the track. I think it was still a blast to drive. These are amazing cars if you want to just get a better daily driver that also can race on the track, because the S2000 isn't really a good daily driver. So all in all, the SI really did hold its own out there. I will say if it had a fresh set of RE71Rs on it like the S2000 and a fat rear sway bar, this car would have been in the low 140s, if not matching the lap times of the S2000. So I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already yet, and I'll see you in the next one.